can't allow this change. Dr. McKenna's instructions were quite explicit. Then I'll take it up with him, not some jumped-up junior receptionist who's profits ahead of patient care.
Yes, you can go back to charging at your own discretion if you take more care in applying the discount to those who really need it. I'll just have to find the savings elsewhere.
Oh, Kirsty, Dr. McKenna wants to see you in his office at 2.
Me? I wonder what he wants this time.
To ask your advice about squeezing blood out of stones, no doubt.
Jealousy's a curse.
What? You just got the sick McKenna fired.
I've booked to take Dr. Salisbury to a lunch meeting at the Sheraton on the 23rd. What the hell do you think you're doing?
Honey! No, honey, no!
What the hell was all that about?
I'm sure he had a very good reason.
I suppose I've got enough saved till I start getting the dough.
Yeah.
You know, I never say I told you so. But I knew as soon as you started getting involved with McKenna's forms and reports that it was bound to backfire.
She was only doing her job, Marge.
I haven't got any more.
Hey, Hone, did you hear what McKenna did?
I heard all right.
Typical doctor. Doesn't give a hoot about anyone else. You know, it's always the real workers who are the first to go. I mean, try cutting the doctor's salaries. There'd be howls of outrage.
I don't know, that's not like Hone. Maybe you got the flick as well.
I doubt it.
I've got a good mind to tell McKenna exactly what... Oh, hello, Jenny.
Hello, did Honey come this way?
Yeah, should have just left. Seemed pretty stressed out.
Is everything all right?
Yeah, everything's fine. Kirsty just got sacked, but apart from that, everything's great.
What? What for?
It's just cost cutting.
But that's outrageous. Michael can't do that.
You don't approve?
Of course not. It's a crazy thing to do.
I'd say it's par on course for the boss man at the moment. Someone should have a serious talk to him.
Miss, it's all right. Marge.
Now's your chance.
I wouldn't if I were you. Oh, come on now. Cheer up. I'll try and talk to him. He can't get rid of you just like that. It's madness.
Dr. Warner, please contact reception. Dr. Warner, reception, thank you.
Honey, I've got to talk to you.
I've got nothing to say to you. You disgust me.
I'm not making any excuses.
Good, because they'd have to be very creative ones.
It should never have happened, I know. But you know what Claire is like. She can be very persuasive.
I'm sure you needed a lot of persuading.
The affair was nothing. I ended it almost before it began.
There's the magic word, almost. Almost, but not quite.
Claire is a shrewd woman. She manipulated me just as she did you. We were both conned.
Hey, there's one slight difference here. I was actually engaged to her, but that didn't stop the ethical Dr. McKenna.
You're a good doctor and you'd be hard to replace. But if you want to leave, I'll terminate your contract immediately. No loss of salary, impeccable references.
Oh, what a generous offer. After all, you wouldn't want to ruin your reputation by me hanging around the clinic to spill the beans, would you? You pay my full salary to the end of my contract and I'll be gone tomorrow.
That's outrageous.
Is it? One lump sum to keep me quiet.
If you want to leave immediately, no strings attached, the offer stands. But as for paying you for doing nothing, it's out of the question.
Then it's your problem, then. I'll be back after my week off. I need a break.
You'll no doubt be pleased to know that Philip Cotton has admitted to all the charges against him.
Great.
So that's the last we see of him for a while.
No, that's not quite right.
Well, what do you mean? Don't tell me the magistrate let him off.
Now, his solicitor has requested a diversion.
A what?
A diversion, it's the newest procedure. It's aimed at helping offenders turn over a new leaf. It's better than turning them into hardened criminals by jailing them.
Obviously dreamed up by a bleeding-heart do-gooder who's never been persecuted by some maniac.
Chris, what is it exactly?
Okay, provided you agree, Cotton will have to do community service as well as seek counselling, but no conviction will be recorded against him. The court will insist he gets psychiatric help, and he'll have to apologise to you in person.
Oh, I see.
Great. So in other words, he gets off scot-free.
Chris,
You'll be quite safe. Any apology will be done under very strict supervision.
I don't want to see him again.
It's up to you. You can refuse if you like, but diversion's really successful in cases just like this.
A guy like this doesn't just say sorry and change overnight. He mows a few lawns, he lies to a shrink, and he's away laughing. He needs to be locked up.
Look, he's a first offender, all right? He's got no criminal record and no previous convictions. We're probably looking at a suspended sentence. Maybe just a fine if the magistrate's in a good mood.
Look, I'll need time to think it over. I'll let you know.
Fine. Just remember, it's your decision.
It just makes me so mad. I mean, why should we have to tighten our belts? You can't tell me this clinic isn't making a profit.
And obviously not enough for the partners who own it.
But it's not even good business to fire Kirsty. I mean, Marge gets sick for a day, they pay 3 times the amount to a temp agency.
At least.
Oh, it stinks.
You must admit there's a certain irony about it all. Kirsty seemed quite taken with the cost cutting when she was making us fill out all those stupid forms.
Well, she wasn't to know that she was the cost being cut. I mean, neither did I. I never would have agreed to it.
Agreed to what?
Meredith and I kicked up a fuss about having to charge full rates to patients who were hard up. Michael said he'd make the savings somewhere else, provided we were more discerning in future.
But we didn't know the saving was going to be Kirsty's job.
We thought he meant on supplies or equipment or something.
I bet he hasn't even thought about the lunch breaks. Now, even if I have to go to the loo, I have to get someone to take over, teach them the phone system and the filing.
There's got to be something we can do for Kirsty.
Well, you ought to. I mean, it was you two who pushed McKenna into it.
Ouch.
All we were pushing for was the case for the needy. But I agree, we've got to do something. If not for Kirsty, then for the efficient running of the clinic. But the question is, what?
Oh, hi, Al. Hi. Oh, not more crepe bandages. Look, here's one way to cut spending, Dr. McKenna. Stop over-ordering. Sorry? Oh, it's all right. Just bitching again. Still wondering about your friend, Mr. Cotton.
Yep. I don't know what to do. This diversion thing has its good points. It means that Philip will have to have some counselling, which could do him some good.
Look, you're more compassionate than I am. If I was being hassled by a creep like that, I'd want revenge.
Well, I admit I do too. But what good would that do?
Make you feel better? Look, in the old days, all the guys from every tribe would get together and make a hangy out of him. I mean, there's nothing like a bit of long pig to make you feel as though you've got your own back.
Really?
Only joking.
Oh, Jackie, the problem is that if I press charges, he may only get a suspended sentence, and he'll be out on the streets again, angry with me for having him put away.
Oh, and then he comes and pays you another visit just to teach you a lesson, right?
Exactly. Philip needs psychiatric help, and a conviction's no use at all if the magistrate doesn't insist that he has counselling. It just makes matters worse.
I see your point. But you have to gamble on the magistrate coming down hard on him. It's a tough one, isn't it?
Yep. Really tough.
What is that GNS form, Marge? All done.
Oh, thanks, Meredith. Can I help you?
Just waiting.
Fine.
Carrie!
Hi.
Oh, what a surprise. What are you doing here?
I'm here to work, Marge.
Oh, I didn't think you'd be back so soon.
No use sitting around at home worrying, is there? Even if I do have to hide from the paparazzi to get in here.
Oh, they didn't hassle you, did they? I told them you wouldn't be here today.
I managed to avoid them.
Oh, yes, I noticed the tabloid out there with their loud suits and bad dandruff.
Yes, I saw a TV camera too.
Oh, that wouldn't surprise me.
Anyway, who have we got in today?
Miss Burton, how do you feel about returning to work at the clinic with a murder charge?
Miss Burton has nothing to say to you people.
Is
Now
it
get
true
out!
you were accused of a similar mercy killing a few years ago?
I think I told you people to go, didn't I?
What are you
Would you
doing
mind
with
getting out?
euthanasia?
Would you get out, please?
Did you get that?
You people are trespassing. I'm going to call the police.
I'd be more than happy to help out while Miss Burton's away. In some way. anyway.
Yeah, that's good to know, Steve. Thanks.
Schedules and rosters shouldn't be a problem at all, and I've had a lot of experience in ordering and supplies.
Excellent.
I get on really, really well with the staff, and in fact, I've got great interpersonal. So I believe my record here speaks for itself.
Yep, so do I. Well, thanks again for the offer, Steve, and as soon as I come to a decision, I'll let you know.
Oh, I appreciate that, Dr. McKenna.
Yep. Okay. Great interpersonals. Good grief. What do you think about Steve Mills?
He's all right. Why?
Do you think he works well under pressure?
He's highly competent and very loyal. Mind you, loyalty doesn't seem to count for much around here.
Jenny, I can't help it if we're in the middle of a recession. The clinic has to make a living.
Quite a healthy one, in fact, by last annual report. There are other ways of saving money besides cutting staff.
Yes, and I carefully considered them all.
Even your own entertainment expenses?
Of course.
Dr. Salisbury's secretary called back. Lunch at the Sheraton on the 23rd would be fine.
If I have an important meeting with a specialist who can make this clinic a lot of money, it is my business where I entertain him. And it is certainly not the role of my confidential secretary to criticize.
Chris,
Hi there.
I thought about it all last night, and, well, I'm going to agree to this diversion thing for Philip.
What? Oh, you're not.
Yeah, I'm going to the station this afternoon.
He breaks into my house, he terrorizes you, and you just let him go? How could you be so weak?
I didn't make the decision lightly, and it'll probably be the best thing for him.
Oh, yeah, you're really going to show him, aren't you? Sentencing a man to counselling, he'll be quaking in his boots once he stops laughing.
Chris, Philip needs psychiatric help. He needs help to make him realise that there can never be anything between him and me. That's the only way I can feel safe. Do you think he'd get that kind of help in prison?
If that's what you want to do, it's your decision.
Right. I said I'd be at the station at 4 o'clock.
I'll go with you.
Thanks. That'd be good.
Miss Burton to see you, Doctor.
Carrie, I hear the press are giving you a hard time.
I managed to avoid the reporters outside, but they ambushed me in reception.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were coming in today. Otherwise, I would have organised some security. Or at least told Marge.
Oh, I'll get used to it. Once I'm back into things here, it'll be plain sailing.
Yeah. You know, it might not be such a good idea for you to start straight away.
I'm fine, really.
You must have a lot on your mind at the moment. If you want some time off...
Michael, I'd really prefer to be at work.
But this is a stressful time for you. I hate to sound impersonal, but I'm really just thinking of the clients. We can easily organise some...
I won't let anything affect my work, Michael. You know me better than that. The last thing I want to do is sit at home all day feeling sorry for myself.
Yeah, then take a holiday.
Look, I'd just like to come to work as normal. Is there a problem with that?
No, not in the long term.
Michael, there's something you're not telling me.
Well, it's just... the board.
I've recommended that Charge Nurse Burton be dismissed. You're firing me.
Of course I'm not.
No?
They want you suspended pending the investigation and trial.
I see.
Believe me, I argued your case, but they insisted. They said if they didn't suspend you, they'd look irresponsible. It's just standard procedure.
Of course it is. I'll collect my things and leave immediately.
Carrie, it's gonna be all right. I really do care for you.
I know you do, Michael. But right now, that doesn't seem to make much difference.
Now, we all want Kirsty to get her job back, but the question is, what do we do about it?
It's not just that we want her, we can't cope without her. I mean, we're absolutely flat out around lunchtime. McKenna's going to be forced to ask her back.
I wouldn't count on it. He's pretty determined to go ahead with these cuts. I mean, surely the best way is to find ways to reduce spending in other areas.
Maybe we could look at buying in bulk a bit more. I mean, even this coffee works out cheaper if we buy lots of it.
But a whole year's saving in coffee would only equal one night in a hotel for McKenna at one of his conferences.
Hear, hear.
Yeah, that's not strictly true.
Look, if one of our fellow workers is dismissed unfairly, then we go on strike. It's as simple as that.
I hate to tell you this, comrade, but the old red flag's a bit tattered these days.
Oh, typical doctors, always siding with the establishment.
Oh, that's not what this is about.
Oh, that's what it sounds like to me.
Oh, hold on. Fighting amongst ourselves is...
Hi.
Hi.
Steve, Michael wants to see you.
Thanks.
What's going on?
Oh, nothing.
Is this a meeting about Kirsty?
We're just talking, Jenny, okay? It's no big deal.
Look, I happen to feel pretty strongly about Kirsty getting the sack too. Well, I'm sorry. I'll come back later.
Well, if we did want to...
Here's your paper, as promised in mint condition, minus the crossword.
Oh, thanks, love.
Afternoon, Nielsen's. Jackie. Hey. Charge nurse Mills, actually. Well, acting charge nurse.
You got Carrie's job.
Congratulations.
Thanks very much. The money will come in handy, I can tell you now.
McKenna appointed you just like that?
Yeah, after I convinced him of my obvious skill, dedication, and ability.
Oh, great.
What? Oh, well, I just thought I'd tell everyone. Is that... Have you seen Hone around?
He's gone away for the week. He's gone to spend some time with his family.
Yeah?
As acting charge nurse, you should have known that, Steve. You should know everything that goes on around here.
Yeah, right. I come to think of it, I do remember and all. I just got to go and do some stuff, and then I'll talk to you guys later. Okay?
I take it you're not impressed with McKenna's choice.
Oh, can you imagine what he'd be like? Robo nurse too.
Oh, can't be that bad.
Oh, no. We'll soon see.
Oh, no.
What, love?
That's about Carrie. Oh, I hope she doesn't see it, poor thing. She can do without that sort of trash.
Carrie, Andrew's late. I've got to be back at the clinic in half an hour. Will you be here when he gets home? Must be a good article.
Sorry? Oh, yes, wonderful. The Angel of Death. It's about me.
Oh, don't even look at it, Carrie.
On the surface, she's an efficient and experienced nurse. But is Carrie Burton responsible for a number of mercy killings?
Oh, you should sue them.
Oh, no. It's all very carefully worded. Nothing libelous, all on public record. Just slanted to hint that I could be some sort of nutter with a crazed plan to eliminate anyone in suffering or facing certain death.
Great. If they haven't got a story, they make one up.
Rosalind Gregg will be pleased. Well, she's convinced that I'm a loopy but well-intentioned killer.
They haven't got a shred of evidence on that one.
They think they do. They did some digging and found out about my mum.
What about her?
Well, she died of breast cancer. It was a long, slow process. It's one of the worst things about this business is having it all dragged up again. I was only a teenager when she died. Those last 3 months were terrible. Her hair was falling out. She'd lost so much weight. The pain was terrible, and all I could do was just sit there and watch her waste away.
And the police think that experience made you into a deranged killer.
Triggered the obsession was the way they described it. In a way, they're right. I did become obsessed. With medicine. I was determined to do what I could to stop people suffering, help them get well again.
Why didn't you become a doctor?
Too scared, I guess.
What of?
The responsibility for someone's life. As a nurse, I can pass the buck. So sorry you're dying, Mr. Smith, but it's not my fault. You'll have to speak to the doctor.
You've never struck me as someone who would shirk responsibility.
Everyone's got their deep, dark secrets. I don't know. You hear all the arguments for and against euthanasia. But when it's your own mother, and you see all the suffering. Andrew's probably stopped off at a friend's place, little devil. I'll have a word with him.
Fax these records to the Kaitaia Centre, will you, Jenny? I'm going at 5, so just add the normal covering letter.
You wanted the conference bookings today as well. I wouldn't mind a bit of notice.
Jenny, is everything all right?
Yes, fine.
Well, it's just that I've noticed you've been acting a bit, strangely the last few days.
Have I?
Is Nick up to his old tricks again?
Nick is fine, thank you very much.
You know, I can always have a talk with him. I know he's difficult when he goes off the rails, but sometimes, you know, it's just a cry for attention.
I think I know my son better than you do.
Well, I was just trying to help.
Well, your help hasn't been much use recently. You've managed to alienate the entire staff with your cuts and changes, and I seem to be copping all the flack. There was a time when I could quite happily enter the staff room without feeling like a leper just because I work for you. Frankly, Michael, I have had enough.
Roll on 5 o'clock.
Well, Philip, it's over to you.
Alison, I'm truly sorry I upset you. I never meant to do that. I would never have hurt you. I just had an obsession with you, and
It's okay.
I realise there's something wrong with me, and I'm going to get help.
Philip, you'll be all right if you let the doctors help you.
I realise we can never be friends. Alison, I'm truly sorry. And thank you for not pressing charges.
All right, that's it.
See you around, Doc.
Of course, the job's only temporary until things are sorted out with Carrie.
Of course.
You can tell I'll keep the staff in line. I've got just the thing. Ha! And if this doesn't work, I'll resort to the whips and the chains. Ha! Oh. Sorry, Jen.
Well, did you decide to actually do something about Kirsty's job, or was that meeting just a lot of hot air?
I'm sorry, Jen, if you felt left out. We just didn't want to put you in an awkward position with Michael.
That's right. After all, you are his personal assistant.
And you think I'm going to spy for him, right?
Of course not.
I do have a mind of my own, Steve. I'm not a doormat.
I didn't say you were, Jenny.
And I have some information that may be helpful in stopping all this madness.
Really?
Yes. If you're interested in hearing it.
Is it you or is it me? Lately I've been lost, it seems. I think a change is what I need. If I'm looking for a chance or a dream, Shortland Street. Taking time to hold my place. Yesterday's another place, just living for the times we've seen. Writing on the wall says I'll be Shortland Street. If you want to find a way of searching for another world, it's hard to see. Shortland Street.
This program was made with the help of your broadcasting fee, so you can see more of New Zealand on air.